a great day for our football team. Very proud of them. You know, just one of those games, a crazy game, a lot of big plays. Started off hot, both teams, got a little low there in the middle, and then it really picked up at the end. So I think anytime you play in a great venue, which the Music City Bowl is a great venue, they did a great job. They hosted us. It was a lot of fun. Our players enjoyed it. Playing in an NFL stadium with a packed house, even though there was a lot of Tennessee fans, they showed out and were into the game. But you know, our contingent showed out as well. So couldn't be prouder of our fans for being as loud as they were, and they were into the game, and our players heard that. But really proud of these guys. They competed to the end. They played hard, and we found a way to just barely win. And that's football at a high level, and that's football in bowl games. And you got a group of guys that are willing to just play to the end and not worry about anything else, and look at the scoreboard at the end. If we're winning, great. But knowing that we gave everything we had. As you guys know, there's some new guys on the field, and you know what? They stepped up and played hard, so we got to give them a lot of credit. Just very proud of these guys right here. They were tremendous, gave us great effort all year long. We're awesome leaders for our team, getting ready for this bowl, and definitely in the game today. So lucky to coach these guys, and our coaches really worked hard too, so they were very proud of them as well.
Jeff, just you look at who you didn't have, and then what you had to do to win this game with the play. I mean, just what does it say? What's in your building, and what maybe you guys are building from a chemistry standpoint inside there?
Well, we try never to really look at what we don't have, even though we're aware of it, and we never want to be a team that makes excuses. It's our job as coaches and players to get everybody ready to go. And at some point in time, they're going to have to go out there and prove themselves. And whether it's the last game of this year, the first game of next year, you know, it's going to happen. So for these guys to, you know, step up and go in the game and play hard, and you know, we had other guys. You know, Broc, you know, has to have 2 surgeries, and we had guys that were sick before the game, and you know, getting IVs and playing as hard as they could. It's just a credit to, you know, a great group of guys that love to work hard. They're proud to represent what a Boilermaker stands for, which is just hard work and never giving in and giving up, and let the chips fall where they may. So just a great day for us, and the ball bounced our way at the very end.
Broc, you know, obviously he alluded to you're going to have a couple surgeries. When the season started, I think you were probably somewhere around 8, 9 on the depth chart, maybe in the receiving core. To go from there to slowly getting inserted into the lineup to setting 2 bowl records and being a bowl game MVP against an SEC school, what has this season just been kind of like, and how big of a way is it to cap that for you?
This season has ups and downs for me personally, you know, just dealing with injuries and stuff like that. But Coach Brohm is trusting me every game, every single time I step out there. I know he has 1,000% trust in me, and my quarterback Aidan, he's a phenomenal guy. He's a upstanding leader. We all look up to him every time we're in the huddle. We just trust that he's going to lead us in the right direction, and I can't do anything without these guys next to me, the O-line, God, my Lord and Savior. So that's what's carried me through this season.
How much pain are you playing with right now, or do you even notice it when you're on the field?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I finished the game. God, the reason I finished the game. And another thing was that Jackson Anthrop has poured his heart and soul into this team, and I promised him that I would finish the game for him because he deserved to go out the winner. He's a true Boilermaker. He will have my respect for the rest of my life. He's a great person, and he's an even better leader.
Aidan, have you ever played in a game like this, first off? And can you also talk about the Payne Durham catch where he broke tackles, stayed in bounds, and got to pay dirt?
Yeah, definitely never in a game like this. Once in a lifetime opportunity, and kind of a weird play. I don't really know how it ended up like it did, but he just ran an over route, and it was 3rd down. I tried to put it on him. I threw it pretty early, and he made a great catch, got his head around. It was actually very similar to the play against Notre Dame earlier this year where we didn't connect and an interception. So it was kind of cool to see it come full circle. And him make an amazing play, get his head around and catch it, and then ran for like 20 seconds down the sideline. Finally scored. It was a lot of fun.
Jaylan, yeah, what were you thinking, Jaylan, when it was 21-7 in the first quarter?
I was just thinking we just got to play ball, play our game. You know, that's what I was telling the guys. before we was coming out. You know, we just gotta play our game, do what we gotta do. We don't gotta worry about nothing else. Just play football, play Boilermaker football.
Aidan, how do you describe what went on tonight in this game, especially the last 5 minutes?
I don't know. I don't have a good description. It was just, it's why you love the game. It's why it keeps bringing you back. There's just the fact that it's unknown. No one knows what's going to happen. It's not, you know, a movie or TV show where, you know, the actors get retries. I mean, you know, it seems like the world's watching and anything could happen. So I think that's what people love. That's what I love. It's just, you never know what's going to happen. Just so proud of our guys. It's an unbelievable team win. I go down a list, starting with these guys and coach, and go on from guys that sacrificed to get us here. So just a great win for our program.
Just for you to persevere the way you did, because you had some mistakes tonight that we haven't really seen from you the last half of the year. But how did you battle through those mistakes?
Yeah, I think it's hard to, you know, kind of wipe those from your memory. Even not just the interceptions, but I mean the first drive, I kind of overthrew Brock on a corner route, and just those are plays throughout the game that are difficult to snap out of. But you know, I give credit to the guys around me, coach, instilling confidence in me, and just coming up and, you know, teaching me what, you know, this is what happened, but this is what we're going to do next. So I think that the next play mindset of the people around me is really what kind of guides me.
Jeff, did you foresee Brock maybe having a type, maybe not like this, but a big game because of who you were missing and maybe who they were missing on their defense?
Well, we told him we had no choice. You know what? Even when we first got Brock, you know, he was a transfer from Marshall. He's from Indianapolis. I love to get guys from the state that care about representing their state, and he knew a lot of guys on the team. And right away, he was a great leader. And I think all the receivers will tell you that. He was a great leader. He's unselfish. You know, he played some. And then, you know, to go through what he did and still just continue to have a great attitude and work hard and be available. I mean, really was able to practice at all. And when we did, it was as light as we could do just to kind of keep him fresh. And, you know, to want to play with those injuries, it was a credit to what he's all about, what his family's all about. Just a true representation of an unselfish, great teammate. And, you know, he made some tough catches and tough runs, and to do it with, you know, the legs the way they were, it's just a credit to him.
Jaylan, how physical was this game?
It was physical. It was a nice game. I loved it. It was an experience that I'll remember forever, definitely. But we bring physicality, so, you know, I don't really worry too much about other people bringing physicality, because if we bring the physicality, they got to match us.
Right.
So, you know, we bring the physicality, we're going to bring it all.
But just what the defense had to overcome, not only Tennessee's offense, but, you know, you were missing some key components tonight, and how those guys, especially, you know, some of the tackles had to step up, and some of the other guys had to step up and make some plays.
You know, it's always next man up. You know, whether somebody's down with injury, whether, you know, we just can't miss somebody, you know, for a week or something. You know, it's just always next man up. So we can't really, like Coach said, we can't focus on what we don't have. We got to focus on what we do have, and we got to go play ball. So, you know, those guys stepped up big time, and, you know, they've been playing throughout the season. So every time they were coming in, you know, they always stepped up. So, you know, getting prepared for this game, we knew they were going to make plays and come out and be ready to play.
So what does this mean, Jeff, moving forward? 9 wins, hasn't been done here since 2003. A lot of momentum coming into next year. Got your quarterback, a lot of key guys back. I mean, you got to be very pleased. Just talk about what this means going forward for the program.
Well, we're careful and cautious not to think too far down the road. We try to take care of the now and today, and hope that if you figure out a way to win, it just continues to build steam. So the fact that we played really good during the year, had some wins that you know, we're very proud of, and then to come in this bowl environment and pull it off is just a great victory. So I think it just proves that if you have the right mindset, if you have a good group of guys, a good group of coaches that are willing to just work hard, good things are going to happen. And that's what we kind of pride ourselves on. I think when you try to think of the too big of the picture as players and coaches, you know, you can get too far ahead of yourself. But with that said, yes, it gives us momentum. You know, we want to be a team that can compete and you know, try to win as many games as we can. And we're going to, you know, have to the loftiest goals we can each and every year and see if we can achieve them. But this conference, the Big Ten, it's tough every week, and you've got to play at a high level. My opinion, offense, defense, and special teams all have to do their part, and if one's not, you're probably not going to win the game. So I just think that for these guys to be great leaders, our team to step forward and just hang in there to the end today was just a really great moment, so we're going to enjoy it.
Jeff, how satisfying is this, knowing what happened 3 years ago, to come back to the same venue and pull out a win the way that you guys did?
Well, I told Mr. Scott Ramsey, who runs the bowl, that I even told Mike that when we didn't know which bowl we were going to go to, I said, you know what, there's no way the Music City Bowl is going to pick us after the last performance. So I knew when they did, I was going to have to sign a waiver when I got here and agree not to get blown off the field. And so we wanted to work hard, and we wanted to go out and prove ourselves and have a better showing. And it just shows how far you can come if you just kind of put your mind to it and learn from your mistakes, but then kind of wipe it out and move forward. So it's great to, this is a big bowl game to us, and this is playing a quality opponent that had some good wins. So this one does feel good.
Does it show the progress that you have made in a lot of areas, not just on the field, but the progress that you've made to get back to this point and do what you did today?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime you lose some games, you want to work hard to not let it happen again. And I think that was the mindset from the last game of last year. And but we knew we had a lot of work to do. And started with me, worked all the way down to coaches and players, and we just went to work. And like I said, I think finding ways to score points on offense. You just got to figure it out before the season, and then adjust along the way, because it's not always going to go perfect. I think we worked hard in their offseason defense. They were hungry. They knew they had a lot to prove. We wanted to put them in a better position to succeed. I thought our defensive coaches did a great job of that, and that was good to see. And I think special teams, we found ways to improve there. There's always going to be room for improvement in all areas, but I do think, we were more of a complete team this year, and because of that, we had some awesome wins, and we were able to compete with a lot of teams.
We've got time for 2 more questions.
Aidan, can you kind of touch on the camaraderie with all of your receivers where, earlier this year, Jack's the starting quarterback, you're a former walk-on, you got guys, when TJ went out today, it probably was the very end of the depth chart where you didn't have another guy to put out there, and, you just kept plugging away and saying, I trust the 10th guy on the depth chart as much as I would trust David Bell out there.
Yeah, I said it before the game too. I think it's funny because as you go throughout the season, our top players are a lot of times banged up and can't always practice. So a lot of times, Milton, David, those guys are not able to practice on Tuesday and limited reps on Wednesday. So you get a chance. I've thrown probably more passes to Andrew Sawinski than I have to David during practice. You know what I mean? So you get just reps with guys who are lower on the depth chart, but they come to practice, they work hard, and we're just proud of guys who, didn't know if they're going to play this season and get to play in a bowl game and be part of this win is pretty special.
Jeff, just for Mitchell to step up like he did, you got you some field goals there when you walked down in the red zone, but just for the year that he's had and cap it the way that he did with that field goal.
Well, we were fortunate to add him to our team this offseason, and I think we knew right away, very quickly, that his personality was exactly what we were looking for. It's perfect for a kicker. Nothing bothers him. He's a great teammate. He's very level-headed. Started off really hot, had a couple miscues in the middle of the season. You know what? That's football. But he came back. We tried to put a little more pressure on him in practice to get him to focus and understand everything's important. And to be quite honest as well, we adjusted some things with the holder and ways of doing that. And I just think all those things mattered. And so paying attention to the details was important. So I think we helped him a little bit. But he was clutch, and he's been clutch the last half of the season. And the fact that we can get it back next year, he'll do it again. And he's just a really accurate kicker, and he cares. He's been a great teammate to these guys.
Gentlemen, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you.